Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Primetime Local News. We have a great show for you. Question of the day today, controversial one. Baby, It's Cold Outside, the classic Christmas song. A lot of radio stations are banning it due to the lyrics in the midst of the Me Too movement. So that was our question. Do you support this ban? And the majority of people are saying no.
Yeah. Me personally, I think it's probably one of my favorite all-time Christmas songs ever. I love that classic song, so I am on the let's not ban it.
Let's not ban it, yeah. We'll dive into that conversation in just a little bit, but first we're going to go check in with Brett, who's down at the Science Center tonight.
I'm here at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center, where tonight the Jingle Bell Artisan Craft Market is going on. There is a whole bunch of local artists and craft makers, and we'll be talking to some of the vendors. This is the fourth year that is going on, so we'll be talking to some of them as well. So I'll have a little bit more from here, but let's head back into the studio where Elise will have your news.
Last year, girls from Holy Rosary High School participated in the Ignite Conference, and today it was the boys' turn. Our Brett Holden has a story from the Boys to Men Conference.
The gym at Holy Rosary High School was packed with over 160 grade 9 and 10 boys for a conference to learn about challenges young men have to face.
Well, we decided to host our first ever boys conference for grade 9 and 10 boys. Last year we hosted a girls conference, and this year we felt like it was time to do the same for the boys.
The conference, called the Boys to Men Conference, included small group sessions with positive male role models in the community, including Mayor Gerald Albers and Fire Chief Jordan Newton. The presentation also included a talk from former Calgary police officer and resource officer Dwayne Peace.
Wanted to bring to them a lot of the issues that I see happening in schools and some of the things that we need to change to make the school environment better, to allow them to be better gentlemen in the community.
Part of Peace's presentation included bullying and suicide in schools, and he says it's something that needs to be talked about.
Well, basically what I want to do is give them the information so that if they do get themselves into trouble afterwards, they can't say they didn't know. So if you do something wrong, get yourself suspended or expelled from school, get yourself arrested and charged by the police, when I'm done with them, they cannot say they did not know. It's like, nope, you did know, you just chose not to listen.
And the school says they hope this presentation makes a big impact on the students.
So we're hoping that they'll feel inspired and motivated and feel, that their resiliency has been hopefully enhanced because of today and the impact that this will have on them.
Brett Holden, Primetime Local News.
And two amazing kids from McCool St. Thomas received exciting news today. Colby Jakowski and Asher Leckie found out that they have been nominated for the Alberta Great Kids Award, an award that is given to a couple kids each year in the province who show positivity and influence their communities while overcoming a variety of difficult life challenges.
And that determination that both of you boys showed to get through something that's hard is what I think makes you a great kid. So I wrote up a letter to the nomination committee with Madame Mann's help, and we got some quotes from your teachers, and they wrote in there why they think you're great kids, and we sent it off to the committee.
Colby battled lymphoma and came back to French immersion in grade 4 after being away from it for years, and he's already caught up, while Asher has been through many hip surgeries and had to spend time in a wheelchair. During this time, he raised money for the Stollery and kept his positive attitude.
Had to really, decide that whatever they're dealing with is simply a step in their path, and that's really the grit and the determination that we're trying to teach all our students about, that life will deal you all kinds of cards, and it's up to you how you receive them. And
the winner will be announced in the new year. And if you're waiting on your holiday packages, don't hold your breath.
Backlogged. We've been working through that, but more and more comes, and it's more than we're able to get out the door.
Canada Post has canceled its holiday guaranteed, blaming the rotating strikes for the unpredictable delays. The company says the strikes have caused a significant backlog equal to 3 times the normal holiday season volume. A spokesperson for the company says several illegal demonstrations across Canada have added to the backlog, but CUPW says the delay is just a manufactured crisis. And now we're going to head it back to Brett Holden, who is live at the Jingle Bell Market.
I am joined now by Mayor Gerald Albers, and Mayor, there's a whole bunch of people in here, and it's early. What's it like for you seeing all this support for kind of local artists, local crafters here?
Well, I think it's terrific to see the local crafters and artists that are here to highlight their works and have the opportunity for people to enjoy it, to purchase it, to gift it. That's what they're here for. People are in the Christmas mood, and there's gifts that can be purchased. There's items from paintings to moccasins behind us. There's lots of jewelry and all sorts of things. So I think, and some great food I saw inside. I didn't get a chance to sample it though.
I can smell it as well. We might have to dive into there in a little bit, but this isn't going to be the only event for you tonight. Let's kind of talk about where you'll be later on tonight as well.
So we're going to be kicking off Operation Check Stop. So we'll be out tonight passing out candy canes to all those that are successfully passing through the check stop. So we'll look forward to having an opportunity for people to realize it is that Christmas season. Our protective services, the RCMP, will be out in full force tonight, as they will be every night. And I think that's what we want to remind people. Please don't drink and drive. It's not worth it for yourself, your family, your friends, and the people that you may affect. So it's so important that people realize that that's going on, and it's just a good reminder to drivers to make sure that they don't drink and drive.
Absolutely. We'll have a little bit more coming up from here at the Lloydminster Cultural Center, and it's pretty chilly outside. I won't steal your thunder here, Michaela, so I'll send it back to you and let us know what the weather's like out there.
All right, thank you so much, Brett. Sitting at -15 here in the border city, we are going to be seeing those chilly numbers over the weekend, and then a bit of a warm up. Looking to our satellite radar, a little bit of some precipitation over to the west, but we saw some of it kind of lingering on earlier today, but nothing really going to affect us. And there's no snow in the immediate forecast, which is nice to see, and no watches and warnings currently in effect. As we look to the numbers across the map, -13 in Cold Lake, -12 in Athabasca, -10 currently in Edmonton, -8 in Edson, -14 in Jasper, -7 in Whitecourt, -15 in Saskatoon, -11 in Melfort, and -9 currently in Prince Albert. As we look to the numbers, currently sitting at -16 in North Battleford, gonna dip down even further to -19. Once you factor in that wind's gonna be feeling like -24 overnight. And then tomorrow, a high of -10, slightly cloud covered there, peaks of sunshine, but mostly overcast tomorrow. Cold Lake sitting at -13 right now, overnight dipping down to -17, and that cloud cover is gonna build up overnight and continue on until tomorrow, -9 there in Cold Lake. Tomorrow, -15 here in the border city, overnight dipping down to -17. And then tomorrow we are going to see a mix of sun and cloud, mostly overcast with a high of -9. Going to feel cooler than that with the wind though. -17 degrees for the low. And then look at that, we are going to get some sunshine if you're taking in the Here Come Santa Claus all the activities happening in downtown Lloydminster on Saturday. You're going to want to bundle up, but it's not too bad out there. -9, -16 for the low. And then Sunday, plenty of sunshine yet again, -10 there, and then -15 for the low. We are going to see a bit of a warm up, actually above the normal averages for this time of the year, which is nice to see. And I'll have those details coming up a little bit later.
Welcome back. Well, coming soon to our agriculture show, Ag Life is a segment allowing farmers to have the microphone in their hands. And in this week's Ag Report, Gerard Lampo introduces us to real farm lives.
Hi, I'm Madison Inglot, and this is my dad, Noor. We farm 5 miles south of Momart, which is an hour southeast of Regina. We are part of the family farm, which my grandma and grandpa started.
Allowing farmers to tell their own stories is key to the series Real Farm Lives. The online documentary features 3 farm families and seeks to bridge the gap between the city and the farm.
I'm a 7th generation farmer. We live on our farm with my mom and dad, my wife Rachel, and my 3 kids, Sean, Melise, and Sadie.
Spearheading the effort is CropLife Canada. They are the trade association for the companies providing crop protection tools as well as the seed and related technologies.
So Real Farm Lives is it's a documentary-style web series, and it gives Canadian families a glimpse into the daily lives of real farm families. There'll be 6 episodes featuring 3 families from Ontario and Saskatchewan.
Giving farmers the lead in telling their own story provides an amazing learning dynamic.
This is an opportunity really for the farmers to tell their story, like you said, and it's not, there was no script ahead of time. This was really just a conversation, and you see the excitement and the pride come out in each of the discussions with the family.
Another question was the selection of these families, as Canadian farmers do a tremendous job growing the food that feeds the world.
Well, we wanted families, obviously, that had an interesting story, but we wanted them to be sort of your average farm families. We looked at families that embodied modern farming, so that used newer technologies, that had unique personalities and interesting stories to tell. And I think the 3 families clearly fit that bill.
I'm Shane Ardeel. I'm here on the farm with my son Kyle and my lead work hand Kemroy, and we are here in Clarksburg, Ontario.
The series also seeks to reconnect consumers with the story of how our food gets on the table.
We know that families in Canada are further removed from agriculture than ever before, and we're hoping that this will help build a connection, a bridge between non-farm families and the families that produce our food.
What are we doing today, Luke?
Maybe spray a bit?
I guess we should, get going on that.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
This Ag Report is brought to you by the Lloydminster Co-op Agro Centre. Depend on them for product, tools, and expert advice. Shop at your local Lloyd Co-op Agro Centre with branch locations in Lashburn and Neilburg.
That's it for your egg news. Sports is next, but first we'll take a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Taking a look at your local sports now, the Lloydminster Bobcats played their final home game of 2018 and were once again just short of victory. Josh Ryan has more on how the team hopes a long road stretch will push them to a level they have yet to reach.
There's effort, there's fight, but the execution remains elusive for the Bobcats, losing another frustrating home game 3-0 to Drayton Valley.
Sometimes the bounces just don't go your way, and they haven't been going our way lately. But you just gotta wait for the day that they do.
We're trying to move, make that pretty pass underneath the stick and a little chip or a little bump. The gray areas are blue line there, blue line where we need to move pucks forward, move pucks in, and that's where we caught ourselves, I think, a little bit looking and fishing for pucks out of those areas.
Finishing their 3-game homestand 1-2, the Cats now have 5 in a row on the road before the break, which should test the group's focus and grit starting in Sherwood Park on Friday.
They're a good team. We had an even-fought battle with them last time, and they have a couple of young guys, but we shut them down well. And then to Fort McMurray, they have a great facility there that is always fun to play in with great replays and all that.
It's always tough, guys, look forward to that break, and it's the first one of the year. So for us, it's a good test to get out on the road.
Getting off to a good start will depend partly on their final practices this week, working to improve puck movement.
Hopefully we can just build off of tonight and fix the mistakes that we made.
We'll just go into chip plays and puck movement stuff, and that's one thing right now is just trying to figure out our day-to-day and what's going to make us consistent here and how we're going to get there.
Ultimately, being tested on this road trip could be coming at a good time for the team after a month of distraction.
There's been a lot that's went on around, and for them to get away from it, because we have had a significant amount of home games here. So for us to get out on the road and just focus on playing hockey.
And following that grind with the holidays could make for a new look when they next hit home ice on the 28th.
I think that the Christmas break is going to come in really handy for some guys to kind of recoup and have a break from hockey and then come back with a new type of energy, a new urge to the game, I think, because a lot of guys will be missing hockey and missing the boys over the break.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
And now we're going to send it back to Brett Holden, who is live at the Jingle Bell Market.
One of the main organizers rather here, sorry. Now, Marianne, let's kind of speak about a little bit of the how long this has been going on for.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to greet our viewers. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Ann. I'm talking from the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center. So the Jingle Bell Artisan Market has been going on for 5 years now. So this is our 5th year, and every year gets better. We do have a lot of vendors this year. It's the most vendors that we've had of all the 5 years. So we have a total of 24 vendors for this year, Brett.
So you mentioned all the vendors here. What's kind of the process for you to bring in all these vendors?
Okay, so we prepare as early as January. So I do a lot of Facebook or emailing people. It's kind of like word of mouth. So like the vendors we've had here, some are old and some are new vendors. So they just send me an email or they just phone me here at the center and I talk to them. So we have a lot of vendors this year which are new. So most of them are the locals. So we have a Potter's Guild, we have a Jewelers Guild, and we do have some moccasin, alpaca, wooden, books, and baking, painting, and all kinds of stuff that suits a person's flavor. So
you mentioned just how much you have here. It's wonderful. And a couple days ago, I just got introduced to some of the alpaca stuff, so I love it. We'll have a little bit more coming up from the Jingle Bell Artisan Market, but let's head back into Michaela, who has a beautiful shot of some Christmas lights.
Yes, I do. Look at these snow-covered lights out there as we get into the Christmas and holiday spirit. Thanks for sending that in. Looking to our numbers across the map, definitely a cooler evening, sitting at minus 15 currently here in the border city, minus 16 in Vermilion, also in Vegreville. A little bit warmer at minus 10 degrees in Edmonton, minus 16 for St. Paul, minus 12 in Bonnyville, minus 13 for Cold Lake, minus 12 up in Lac La Biche, minus 14 for Maidstone, cool, minus 16 in North Battleford. It was a cool start there with that wind. Minus 12 in St. Walburg, and then minus 11 in Meadow Lake. And then as we look up the map here, minus 8 degrees in La Loche, minus 8 in Buffalo Narrows. So up northern Saskatchewan is definitely seeing a warmer day today than they were yesterday. Minus 11 degrees in Fort McMurray, minus 15 in Grand Prairie, and minus 14 currently in Peace River. And as we look down south, definitely in the cooler numbers there as well. It will be warming up later this week, and that warm is going to come out east our way, which is nice to see. Minus 15 in Medicine Hat, minus 5 in Calgary, minus 17 in Coronation. So quite the drastic contrast there. Minus 16 degrees currently in Kindersley, and minus 13 in Moose Jaw. For the numbers tomorrow, we're going to be a little bit warmer than we saw today. Minus 9 for Lloydminster, minus 8 in Vermilion, minus 10 for Vegreville. Minus 10 tomorrow for St. Paul. Up in Lac La Biche, going to hit a daytime high of minus 7, minus 9 for Cold Lake, minus 8 in Pierceland, minus 8 also in Meadow Lake, minus 10 degrees tomorrow for North Battleford. For the kids off to school for Friday, going to be a chilly start, going to feel much cooler than that with the wind chill, but minus 16 at 8 a.m., minus 14 over recess, minus 11 over the lunch hour, and then minus 10 degrees when you head home. We are going to see that cloud cover roll in overnight and then continuing on throughout the day tomorrow. And then we're going to get sunshine for the weekend. So minus 9 on Saturday, minus 10 on Sunday. And then we really get into those warm numbers above the seasonal average, which is minus 8 and minus 16 for this time of the year. Minus 5 on Friday, 20% chance we could see some flurry rain mix, and that's into the evening, but that's already dropped down. We were sitting at 50% yesterday, and that's already dropped down to 20%. Tuesday, minus 5, minus 8 only for the daytime low there. And then we really get into those warm numbers. Going to feel like spring out there. So Wednesday, minus 3, minus 11 for the low, and then on Thursday, minus 3 again.
I'm joined now by Brent Golden. And Brent, let's talk about your company a little bit.
The name of the company is Golden Moccasins, and we make moccasins from the age for infants all the way to age 2, and then we do some mitts, and I make some adult mitts and some custom work for people.
Perfect. And you're local, is that correct?
Yeah, we live on an acreage about 20 minutes north of town, and then we get all our materials from Edmonton, but it's all made in my little workshop, where it's got a lot of leather and fur.
So what made you kind of go towards moccasins for yourself?
I'm actually part of a national program called the Inspire program, where they partner you up with an elder. And the elder I was partnered up with, she did traditional beading and traditional wood, leather work, and then she showed me how to do it. So then I kind of got into it, and it's a real passion of mine now.
So let's kind of talk about your time there as well.
An Inspire program? Yeah, it's a national program where they partner you up with an elder just to learn traditional teachings. If you got questions, I'm a teacher at the Bishop Blade Middle School, so I incorporate this into my classroom, and I've taught kids how to make moccasins and mitts, and we do some beading there, and it's again, a real passion area.
Perfect. And really quickly, how long have you been here at this market here?
This is the first time we've done the market. We've done a few around town, just craft shows, but this one has already been lots of people coming through and lots of good conversations, and it's been really fun.
Perfect. We'll have a little bit more coming up from the Jingle Bell Artisan Market, but let's head back into the studio with a look at your social media trends.
All right, well, this is quite the controversy, if you will, the controversy on social media. The Baby It's Cold Outside classic Christmas song is being banned from radio stations. So that was our question. Do you support the ban to pull this, or the move to pull the song due to the Me Too movement? Some of the lyrics are perhaps questionable. We put out a poll. 98% of you say nope.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, well, personally, this is my all-time favorite Christmas song ever, so I'm against it. But I just think with this, it's where's the line? And then at what point do we have to start pulling other songs that are played all the time because of content and lyrics? So I just think it's a very slippery slope.
Yeah, and that's what Kayla said on our Facebook page. She said, so should we ban every other pop song from the charts since they primarily praise the use of drugs, alcohol, and sex?
Exactly.
So it does beg the question, if you're going to ban this one, you might have to ban all of them. You still have time to weigh in on our poll. Do so on Facebook or Twitter. But right now we're going to get to our pets of the day. Look at these guys. This is Bubby.
Aww,
very cute.
Bubby.
I love the name. That was sent to us by Marin. Thank you for sending that in. Next up, we have Nala Grace and Minnie Wonton.
Aww.
Great names. That was sent to us by Kat. In the Christmas spirit there.
Yeah.
And this is Tika and Rome. They had a whole photo shoot. Look at this.
Look
Super
at that
cute.
lighting and everything.
I know. It's gorgeous. That was sent to us by Jenna. Next up, we have Diesel, who's loving the snow. That was sent to us by Justine. And then last, we have this adorable duo, Finn and Daisy.
ties.
I know. Look at them. That was sent to us by Ashley. If you have a pet you would like to see here on Primetime Local News, send us a photo. Please include their name. And if you do see them on the show, you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Pad.
We want to see your pet. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Kurt Price and Heather Clegg is joining us today from Real Country 95.9. Going to talk about the gift of Christmas. Let's just get into it. How's it going this year?
It's going well. It started off slow, but it seems to every year. You know, the clock turns in December and everybody starts thinking more about Christmas. And so you kind of forget that we have to get these presents wrapped and get them all out there in time.
Right.
So we've got a deadline of December the 14th for gifts to come in.
And Heather, what are we needing still for gifts if people still want to donate? What's the best thing they can do?
We're looking for all ages, but we often find that the need is for some of the older kids, 10, 12 years old, that kind of thing. We often find that there's a need for those gifts, especially for boys. And I know that one gift I saw that somebody donated that I thought that'd be good for some older kids was like an art kit.
Right.
So it's things like that that we're in need of this year.
The other thing you can do is drop off a gift card.
Right, I guess it's generic enough then and just leave it and then it can kind of be split as to whichever age.
Well, and what do you get the older kids? Like that's the problem. Like Heather said, what do you get them?
Right. Now, who's accepting donations? Which businesses? Because the Olive Tree's kind of taken it over. So who's involved business-wise where you can actually drop stuff off?
Yeah, well, you can drop them off the Olive Tree. You can
Okay.
drop them off at Real Country 95.9 or here at the television station. Or we have many sponsors throughout Lloydminster, including the Calendar Club, Dr. Poxon, Spectrum Restoration, Truck Zone.
The Country Store, Willow Creek Clothing and Collectibles, Boundary Ford, Violet Eyes Optometry, Sabre Communications is collecting as well, and I believe Motion Fitness too, yeah.
Okay, and so the date then for that, though, all the donations, you want the 14th to be the
We would aim
date.
for the 14th, just so we could have time to wrap them and get them out underneath the trees.
It must feel good. This has been going on for so many years now, to know that there are kids in the community that you guys are helping. Like, I know that it seems like maybe it's just something you do every year, but I know I've been involved several times when we delivered the presents, and the look on the kids' face is just, it says everything.
It's humbling, actually, to think that this has been going on for now 38 years is really humbling. I mean, I've been at the station for 18 years and participated in 19 gifts of Christmas, and I just can't imagine what Christmas would be like without the gift of Christmas. I mean, you stand there and you have the same people that come in every year. We had a lady come up the stairs the other day. She had so many toys that she could hardly walk up the stairs. We were all running to help her because she had toys everywhere. And I said, well, somebody's been shopping, and she said, I love shopping for the kids.
That's fabulous.
And so many people make this a tradition for themselves
Right.
to pick up those extra toys for the gift of Christmas. So I think that's so special that people make it a tradition within their own family to donate to this.
Well, and even the businesses getting involved. Like, it seems like that every year you ask, and every year you have people stepping up.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. This year, the Olive Tree has kind of helped us out a little bit, and we've also got the Lloydminster Public and Catholic Schools involved.
So now, if again, if people want to donate, if they don't really kind of know what to do, best thing would be, as you said, a gift card. But if they want to get adventurous and buy some toys, if there is an overflow, I guess that's not a bad thing.
No, it's never a bad thing. If we have leftovers to go into next year, you never know what next year is going to bring. You know, the economy in Alberta has fluctuated so much up and down that we're lucky that we have a few extra toys that we can keep each year, and then that gets us started for the
following
next year.
Okay, and one last thing here, because you guys are everywhere in the community. Here Comes Santa Claus is Saturday. Tell me a little bit about what's planned, times, where to be, that sort of thing.
Well, the big guy is coming. Like the big guys, the Grinch and Santa Claus, they're going to be there at the Atrium Center at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And we've got Mrs. Claus coming downtown again. We've got Mickey and Minnie are going to be downtown, and Olaf and Sven will be downtown. So there's lots of pictures, and I think we want to just encourage people to take lots of pictures, because we did this last year too, and I think people kind of forget about it. Moonlight Photography offers up a photo shoot for a family and Christmas cards and a Christmas print. So you take those pictures, then you email Here Comes Santa Claus at newcap.ca, and you could win that photo shoot. Like, take lots of pictures, have lots of fun with your family, and capture some memories.
The one biggest thing to remember for everybody here is there is no cost.
That's free.
That's right, it's free.
We have so many great sponsors that's what is able to make it free, and we have sponsors that have been with us for 11 years now. So, and it gets bigger every year.
Bigger and better. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, I appreciate your involvement with everything in the community. And again, gift of Christmas, donations, and Here Comes Santa Claus this weekend. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Stacey.
Thanks.
Coming up this Saturday is a huge event in downtown Lloydminster. It is the 11th annual Here Comes Santa Claus, and you can start your day with the free pancake breakfast at 8 a.m. over at the Lloydminster Legion. That's brought to you by the Lloydminster Kinsmen and the Lloydminster Chamber of Commerce. Then you can come here to the Atrium Center in the library. You've got a chance to make a Christmas craft. And one of the organizers of the huge event is Kurt Price. And Kurt, tell us about Santa and his arrival.
Well, Santa comes, he's pulled by a sleigh of ponies at 11 o'clock right here at the Atrium Center, and the Grinch will be arriving at 11 o'clock as well. Now, Santa, he's got some treat bags courtesy of J-Guard Contracting, and he also has, for the first 200 kids, a movie pass from Crude Master Transport and Cliff Rose for Clothes. And the Grinch, he's got treats too. He's got Dairy Queen Kids meals courtesy of Fountain Tire.
That's for kids who are brave enough to visit with the Grinch. And you know who else is going to be here is Mrs. Claus. She's going to help with cookie decorating over at the Clock Tower Pasta and Burger Bar, and that's thanks to Walking on Water Toys. Also, Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Lloydminster Co-op are a part of that as well. And there's other guests that people will see in downtown Lloydminster.
Yeah, Mickey and Minnie Mouse will be downtown. Of course, you can win a trip for 4 to Disneyland, courtesy of PWM Steel and downtown Lloydminster. We'll have balloon artist Russ here for the kids as well. That's courtesy of the Gold Horse Casino. And you hear I'm mentioning the sponsors. Well, this is a completely and totally free day, and it's only free because we have tremendous sponsors like Service Credit Union and BioClean Disaster Services who will wrap up the day at 5 o'clock with the fireworks, Synergy Credit Union with the downtown Wiener Roast. There's a lot to do.
You can get your full list of events by picking up a copy of the Meridian Source. You can also go online to realcountrylloydminster.ca.
Santa arrived a little bit early and he brought some great music that we want to share with you. You've got a chance to win a copy of Serena Ryder's Christmas album, Christmas Kisses. There's some great music on this: Let It Snow, White Christmas, Jingle Bell Rock, and more. If you want to win a copy, all you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontests@newcap.ca. We want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the Christmas music. And coming up on Sunday afternoon, it's an old-time country Christmas at the Legacy Center. Things get underway at 2 o'clock. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klegus, and that's what's happening.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Hi and welcome. I am joined with Heather, our go-to nutritionist here at Primetime Local News. Thank you for joining us today. We are going to talk a little bit on trends in dieting and things like that. I know a big one now is the fast diet.
Yes.
And I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so fasting diets are interesting, and there's a variety of different ones. There's ones where you fast for 8 hours or just 2 hours. And the thing with dieting is my kind of red flags go up at any time if you're playing with your body's natural rhythm. So at any times when you're not going with your body's natural cues of hunger and your body's natural rhythms, that's where I get a little leery. So anytime that when your body starts to get naturally hungry and you lose that sensation, that can actually cause you to end up overeating and end up getting into cycles of unnatural eating behaviors. And the thing with those type of diets is, well, with diets, there's not something that's going to fit for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of say, really talk to a nutrition specialist or a doctor before embarking on any sort of diet.
Yeah.
They can definitely cause more issues and get into a cycle of yo-yo dieting. So once you start to play with that metabolism, and so metabolism is how many calories that you intake versus how much you're burning.
Right.
So when you start to diet, you can actually lower that metabolism. So if you go back to your natural way of eating, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I lost weight, but then I went back to my natural way of eating, I gained that weight back plus some.
Yeah.
So that's that yo-yo dieting, and it can lower that natural metabolism. So fasting dieting, when you fast, can actually end up doing that. And there's just not enough research showing that fasting is
work for everybody.
Beneficial for you.
Totally.
So it's not one that I definitely recommend for anyone. If you find that you're getting beneficial results,
great.
It may work for a small amount of time,
Yep.
but I also say, is it something that you can see yourself doing for long periods of time? Is it something that you want your children to try doing? And that's where I like to talk about real foods, whole foods, and just doing things that fit into your actual day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So that's where I like to talk about doing things like if you want to do some sort of health diet, use little helpful, beneficial things like a serving utensil that helps you. It's just in the kitchen, but it will help portion out your servings.
Yeah.
So you're not telling, you're not showing, it's just helping portioning out for a correct portion size.
Absolutely.
Something like a cereal portion kit. This is just how much you need for a cereal portion in the morning.
Yeah. Which is so important because I find when I eat cereal, I just kind of like fill the bowl because the bowl's there and then you go on your day, but that's not necessarily how much you're really needing.
Another thing with a lot of the fad diets that are out there are the amount of supplements that they recommend.
Yeah.
It's insane. I
Yeah.
have people come in and they dump out a bag that this is what their fad diet has prescribed for them to take.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I'm looking whenever you're looking at a fad diet is what are they asking you to take as well.
So with vitamins, supplements, they are important. What you kind of brought some, these are your go-tos that you suggest everyone should be taking.
Yes, so for anyone living in Canada, it is, especially in the winter months, important to be taking a vitamin D supplement.
We all need that sunshine.
Yeah, so the sunshine vitamin, so it can help with immunity, help with just overall mood.
Yeah.
So it's important to be on that vitamin D supplement, and it's great to be taking a liquid form or else a soft gel form. So I brought in 2 great brands here that I carry.
Yeah.
And then also for gut health, doing a probiotic can be really beneficial.
Absolutely.
And then there is different ones depending if you're eating fish, an omega, a multivitamin if your diet's not quite where it should be.
Yep.
But then looking for great quality brands and then really having a good look at your diet before starting something. And that's where those trained professionals come into place or else where I can help you with that.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely love your opinions and we love your information because we all need it. And we appreciate you coming in and taking the time to talk to us today.
No problem.
Awesome. Thanks.
And that will do it for me here at the Lloydminster Cultural and Science Center at the Jingle Bell Artesian Market. We spoke to some of the organizers and some of the local vendors that were here as well. Tomorrow I will be in Frog Lake, where tomorrow Team Canada West will take on Team Russia in the preliminary games again for the World Junior A Championships. We'll have a little bit for you from that there tomorrow. But like I said, that'll do it for me here. Let's head into the studio and see what's going on there.
All right, very exciting. We're in for a couple of cool days, -9 both tomorrow and Saturday. Saturday bringing the sunshine with it, though. -10 on Sunday, and then we start to get into a bit of a warm trend there. -5 on Monday. Could see some precipitation into the evening. Only a 19% chance right now. We were sitting at 50 yesterday, so it's gone down. -5 again on Tuesday, and then look at that, a pair of -3s next Wednesday and Thursday. Gonna feel like spring, not like it's almost Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, we love it.
The sun is good.
There you go. That's all the time we have for tonight. We'll see you here tomorrow.